The pundits and members of the political class who have spoken with certainty about my decision to run or not for president in 2012 are amusing, if not amazing, to think that they even knew what I didn't know until late this week. The past few months have been times of deep personal reflection. Even though I wasn't actively establishing a campaign organization or seeking financial support to run again, polls have consistently put me at or near the top to be the Republican nominee. Now, when possible candidates were discussed in the media, and despite polls that showed me in the lead, my name would sometimes go unmentioned, while some candidate barely registering single digits was touted as a frontrunner. But I found comfort that the nomination would not be made by commentators, columnists, or consultants, but by the rank-and-file voters in the Republican primary. And their support is strong, and it's been growing. Concerns that I had about raising the necessary funds to be competitive or being able to win in states outside the South were answered when signs of strong financial support materialized and when polls showed me winning in states like Pennsylvania, Maine, even New Jersey. Now, that kind of shattered the notion that I was only a regional candidate or only supported by social conservatives. I hadn't done much toward a race because, frankly, my life was filled with work that I truly love right here at Fox News and doing radio commentaries on my daily Huckabee report on 600 stations, traveling the country for speaking engagements, and then helping good, conservative, pro-life candidates who were running for office. Other people probably thought about it more than I did. I don't have an issue with my family being supportive. My wife actually has encouraged me to do it, despite knowing full well that it would subject her and the rest of the family to some brutal and savage personal attacks. My adult children also have made it clear they'd be with me no matter what. Now, when people ask me, what would it take for me to run? I tell them the same thing. Pray for me to have clarity in the decision. I don't expect everyone to understand this, but I'm a believer and a follower of Jesus Christ. And that relationship is far more important to me than any political office. For me, the discussion and decision is ultimately not a political one. It's not a financial one. It's not even a practical one. It's a spiritual one. The past few weeks, the external signs and signals and answers to many of the obstacles point strongly toward running. And when I'm with people encouraging me to run, it's easy to feel the strength of their partnership and commitment to help me to the finish line. But only when I was alone, in quiet and reflective moments, did I have not only clarity, but an inexplicable inner peace, a peace that exceeds human understanding. All the factors say go, but my heart says no. And that's the decision that I've made. And in it, I finally found some resolution. Now look, I don't fully understand it myself, but I'm sure the pundits will. But I do know this, that under the best of circumstances, being president is a job that takes one to the limit of his or her human capacity. For me, to do it apart from an inner confidence that I was undertaking it with God's full blessing is simply unthinkable. I can't know or predict the future, but I know for now my answer is clear and firm. I will not seek the Republican nomination for president this year. I'm going to gladly continue doing what I do and hopefully helping others in their campaigns for Congress, governorships, and other positions. I'll certainly give more detail about this decision in due time, and especially to those who have faithfully and so sacrificially been part of the process. I know I'm going to deeply disappoint a lot of people I love. So many good and dear people have put forth extraordinary effort, and they did it without any assurance that I would even mount a campaign. And it pains me, seriously pains me to let them down. But I also know my decision is going to delight just as many who aren't that fond of me. But let me say, I'm eternally grateful for the faithful support of my wife, children, and my real friends who promised to stand with me no matter what. I had come to believe that I would be in the race for president, but I won't be. I will for sure be rededicating myself to standing for and communicating the principles of common sense, constitutional government, and civil discourse that I believe are critical to the survival of this great and wonderful republic. From New York, this is Mike Huckabee. Good night. God bless. And I guess I'll be back next week.